Alright, so with Gamescom Opening Night Live finally behind us, let's actually talk about the stuff that was announced at the show itself. And I'm going to be going through things fairly quickly just to kind of give like a quick idea of what was shown, and I'm going to be using this IGN article to do just that. And of course, there are going to be some things that I'm going to make a very specific video on, so just look forward to those in the coming few days, because I feel like a lot was announced, and so a lot should be talked about as far as Opening Night Live. Now, that being said, let's jump right on into it. So first and foremost, the next game from Black Myth Wukong developers, Black Myth Zone Kui, is going to be coming out. And this looks like an interesting one. This is not a myth that I'm particularly that I know much about, so it's going to be interesting to see A, how when it comes out, B, what the gameplay is going to be like, and C, if they want to try and one-up themselves from Black Myth Wukong and actually make Zone Kui an even better game. And I feel like these guys really have a lot of attention to detail, and I feel like they can certainly one-up themselves with their next title. Next one is Resident Evil Requiem. So Resident Evil 9 finally is getting, we already know that's releasing in February 2027. We just get another look at it. And of course, it's her mom's death that happens in the trailer here. So honestly, I'm already sold. Just give me the game. I cannot wait enough to get my hands on Resident Evil Requiem, just being a horror game guy. Ghosts of Yote. So Song of Vengeance, new footage, and the reveal of DLC for the game, which is the free co-op DLC similar to like Legends, or did they actually call it Ghosts of Yote Legends? Oh yeah, they did. And it's going to be coming in 2026. Funnily enough, Ghost of Yote isn't even out yet, and yet, because the thing about Legends with original Ghost of Tsushima was that it just dropped out of nowhere and people just absolutely loved it once it actually did. So it's at least good to see that, Legends for Yote is actually going to be coming out, albeit that they just announced it as well. Now, next we have is World of Tanks Heat, which is basically a new release from Wargaming in a way, because they're not implementing any new modes within World of Tanks. Instead, it's going to be its own separate release that's going to be coming out to Steam, Steam Deck, PS5, Xbox Series S and X by way of 10v10 tank battles, basically. Crazy to think about. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is coming out. Finally, it's actually got like a sort of release window, because we haven't known when it was going to release for the longest time. And it's going to be coming out early 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC through Epic and Steam. Project Spectrum. So, this is supposed to be a tactical PvE and PvP game that was actually released by the same guys. Actually, no, it's being developed by South Korean developers, I think, I'm pretty sure. And it seems like a cool idea. Not much information was given besides just showing us a bit of their gameplay. It says it's got a dash of Fear 2 about it. I'm not feeling it, if I'm being completely honest, as someone who played Fear 2. Because honestly, Fear 2 was just, in a way, genuinely freaky in all the best possible ways. I don't feel that for here. So Everwind. Basically, this is supposed to be a Minecraft MMO type of deal. So basically it's getting in on Trove's sort of area, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so Everwind, RPG, first person sandbox, survival, all that good stuff that you would expect to hear from a PC game is going to be coming out on PC whenever that is. Nothing was really announced. Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven DLC is actually dropping, and even though the last update was a big one at that, I thought that maybe the developers of the Cult of the Lamb were actually finally done with releasing new content, and sure enough, they weren't, and in fact they had something new. And so the new content is going to have new areas, new enemies, and more. So that's going to be coming out in early 2026. World of Warcraft Midnight being the new expansion to World of Warcraft. They just had the opening cinematic, and that's really about it. I'm not much of a WoW guy myself, so I can't really speak too much to the stuff that was shown. But what we do have is the fact that Age of Empires 4 is coming to PS5. I am happy. I'm excited. Let's freaking go. I bought Age of Empires 2. I think I've got Age of Mythology Retold as well. So Age of Empires 4, hell yeah, let's go. Very excited. It's going to be launching on PS5 on the 4th of November. Let's freaking go. Survival Adventure Enshrouded Wake of Water has been updated. It's coming out October, and yeah, it's a 16-player co-op survival action RPG. You know, these PC players have kind of got to calm down with the whole survival action nonsense that's going on, but I digress. Moving on from that, Cinder City. Now, I thought this one actually looked pretty interesting. So basically, it's an upcoming MMO tactical shooter developed by Big Fire Games and NCSoft, and it's going to be coming out on PC and consoles in 2026. Again, they only showed off some gameplay. It didn't feel like gameplay, is what I'll say, when I was like watching the trailer that was being displayed. I was just kind of sitting there thinking to myself, what is this exactly? But I digress. Moving on from that, La Divina Commedia. Okay, now I definitely butchered the pronunciation of that, which largely evolves around a character wielding weapons and swords and junk, and didn't really go into much detail. It's a minute and a half of not much, that's for sure. Moonlighter 2, Endless Vault. It just got the early access details being shoved out a little bit here. And wait, is it going to be Endless Vault launches, early access, PC? Yeah. Oh, it's going to be available on all platforms. Wait, into early access on this date. And then Moonlighter 2, the Endless, will be available on all the platforms. Oh, okay. So early access only on PC, and then the rest of the platforms get the full release whenever that happens. Okay, I was like thinking to myself, hold up. I thought Moonlighter 2 was already out. That's what kind of psyched myself out. Anyway, so the second expansion for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to be coming out on the 9th of December, and it is called Legacy of the Forge, and it's included in the expansion pass and is going to be available on all the platforms as per usual. Inzoi Island Getaway DLC trailer. Basically, it's going to be coming out the day after Gamescom. So basically, the day that you see this video, it will have already been available. Cool to see. And I also like the fact that Inzoi is actually also going to be coming to consoles early next year. So I'm personally looking forward to that myself. Ninja Gaiden 4 story trailer. We know that it's coming out 21st October, and that it's coming out on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, PC and Steam, or PC via Steam and also the Xbox junk. So there isn't really much more to mention as far as that goes. Again, it's just reiterating stuff we already know about Ninja Gaiden 4. Outer Worlds 2 has a companions related trailer, and I don't think much has really changed in terms of release date or anything else along those lines, or platforms, except for pricing. That definitely changed some ways through. Cronus The New Dawn was shown off. It looks cool, but I'm not quite sold yet. Maybe if I rewatch the trailer a couple more times, maybe I might be a little bit more interested. But as a horror game fan, I'm far more interested in Silent Hill F and a bunch of other games coming soon. And speaking of Silent Hill F, we get to see, or rather hear, the English voice acting of the characters, which, to be completely honest, I was actually not really a fan of. That actually took away a lot from what I liked about the previous Silent Hill F trailers, but I digress. So, I guess take that for what it's worth. Delta Force is launching on consoles, and it actually came out as a shadow drop today, so look forward to that. Jump in if you want to. I'm probably not going to until I realize that the trophies aren't glitched anymore, but PS5, Xbox Series S and X, iOS, Android, and PC. Jump in on your platform of choice. The Fortnite Squid Game Creator Mode trailer, actually, why Squid Game of all things with Fortnite? I know Fortnite, clashes with a lot of things, but it really does make me wonder to what end will stuff just not make sense for Fortnite of all things. But anyway, that's going to be coming out on the 26th of August. I've stopped playing Fortnite since I earned the platinum. I will never ever touch that game again, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be going back for that. Now, this is something that I'm really looking forward to. Unbeatable. Rhythm game that is going to be coming out on Steam, PS5, Xbox in Q4 of 2025. Unfortunately, there isn't a more exact date, but I'm personally very much looking forward to Unbeatable myself. Time Takers looks like an interesting game. Who am I kidding? It doesn't look interesting. It looks like a just already dead on arrival PvP shooter for whatever reason. So honestly, can't really say too much about it. Didn't like the trailer. And I feel like this image that you see right here for the trailer is enough to just make you think, why? Of all things. The Darkest Files is a game that's being made by an indie studio and is coming to Steam and Switch, but no release date was given. And I think the person on stage was talking about democracy and stuff like that. So I don't know if you want to sit down and watch that, but that's totally up to you. Neverness to Everness. Now, there was a bunch of anime lookalike games that I saw throughout. So this one is an interesting one only because it's being developed by Hotter Studios, the same guys who did Tower of Fantasy. And I've been playing a little bit of Tower of Fantasy a little bit here and there just because the post cross save patch is now finally out, so I can play my PlayStation character on mobile and stuff like that. And so now they're working on a new game, and I hope that it's good because it's coming to PS5, iOS, Android, and PC. And I think Tower Fantasy is one of those rare games that actually runs at 120 FPS. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here with this new game. Death by Scrolling. So basically, the screen always scrolls up, and you're basically playing an RPG like you would. I say it like an RPG, basically like a Zelda game, except that the scrolling will continuously keep happening. It almost reminds me of One Way Heroics. I don't know if anyone knows about this game, but it's a game that scrolls towards the left rather than scrolling up. It scrolls to the right instead. But I thought that was an interesting thing that kind of reminded me of something else. The guys at Zaum, the guys who made, or at least not the guys, but rather the company that made Disco Elysium, basically announced they're working on Zero Parades. Not much was shown. All we know is that it's coming soon. So we do know a game exists and that it is coming soon at some point in the not too distant future. On the somehow rare occasion that we actually see any information whatsoever, Hollow Knight Silksong is confirmed for 2025, and Team Cherry themselves tweeted out to announce that as well. In addition to this, it's also playable on the show floor of Opening Night Live as well, so it's worth keeping that in mind. One of the first announcements of the show was the fact that Bubsy 4D is coming to Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. And of course, another thing worth keeping in mind is that there is no known release date of the game, at least as of yet. And also, the game looks a lot better than it has any reason to, knowing that Bubsy 3D is one of the worst 3D platformers of all time. But that depends on who you ask at the same time. Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hope, which is a new Battlestar Galactica game that is coming out, because we saw the ship. It had Galactica written on it as it's zooming out. And I was like, wait, are we getting a Battlestar Galactica game? But yeah, it's coming out in 2026, so look forward to that if that's something that you're interested in. Outlaws Remastered, an old school 1997 LucasArts classic first-person shooter, actually looks really, really cool. And this is one that I am also, again, personally very interested in, Outlaws Remastered. Then there was a He-Man game that was also announced as part of... So basically, just to kind of give you an idea, about Bubsy 4D, Battlestar Galactica, Outlaws, and this He-Man game were all announced as part of the pre-show, mind you. So this is going to be... So the He-Man game is going to be a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Absalom... Oh yeah, this was also announced during the pre-show. It looks cool, but it's not my type of jam. Going to be coming out 9th of October. And Swords of Legends. I think this was actually during Gamescom, not the pre-show. Which looks really cool and is another Chinese developed action game similar to the Black Myth titles, which we now can call a series for once. And then there are other games as well, like Wuchang and stuff like that. They're really doing a lot of really cool stuff. Valor Mortis looks really cool. It's from the creators of Ghost Runner. That's the first thing that you see. It looks cool. Not much information was given. It feels like more of a tease at the end of the day. PVKK coming out summer 2026. But yeah, Papers, Please, except in outer space. Routine. This one feels a little bit weird because it feels like it's a horror game, but something just feels off about it. But yeah, a first-person survival horror game. It's going to be coming out late 2025 for Xbox Series S and X and PC. So I am surprised it's not coming to PlayStation. Oh well, anyway. If it did, then I might have been interested in it. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was announced earlier on, actually, in the Gamescom Opening Night live show, which I'm quite surprised by. But there's some references to Black Ops 2 and stuff like that. So I feel like it's completely up to you whether or not this is something that you want to, pay attention to, or really have anything to do with. I'm probably just gonna wait until it goes on discount and then probably get it then, so like on sale. Lords of the Fallen 2 was actually announced, and this is going to be a sequel to the Lords of the Fallen reboot. Worth keeping that in mind. I feel like the old Lords of the Fallen is going to just be left behind in the annals of time, some might say. This is coming out on PC, PS5, Xbox Series S and X in 2026. Oh, and there was also a Lego Batman game that very much felt like it was leaning in on the Dark Knight movies in a way. So Warner Bros. Telltale Games released a look at Lego Batman. And so they called it Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and that's going to be coming out 2026. I assume it's going to be coming out on all platforms because most, if not all, Lego games come out on all platforms. Road Kings. Now, this is a trucker game. It's going to be, depending on how much of a dad you are, whether or not you'll be interested in it, coming out 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. And of course, the Monster Hunter Wilds and Final Fantasy XIV crossover. I will certainly be making a video on this about crossovers sort of in general and kind of what you'd want to see. Very much looking forward to that. Closer to the end of the year in October, if I remember right. So in a matter of months, basically. And now, Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 4 is finally a thing and is coming out on PC in 2026. Very nice to see. It's been a while. Onimusha Way of the Sword gets another trailer. We know that it's going to be coming out 2026, of course. Arknight's Enfield. Now, I saw this and I was like, there's no way that we're getting another Arknight's game. And sure enough, we are. So, I only know of Arknights through YouTubers and stuff, but Arknight's Enfield is going to be coming to PS5, iOS, Android, and PC, which is interesting because Arknights was only available on iOS, Android, and PC, so to have a game on PS5, very cool. I like that. Europa Universalis is going to be coming to PC. I kind of was hoping that at least one of these games would come to console, but it really is not made to be played on console at all. Anyway, if you like a strategy, this is definitely one to check out. Fallout Season 2 trailer also dropped because we had some of the members of the crew actually come into the show to actually talk about it. Voidbreaker is going into early access. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming to Switch, but also we get a date for the Order of the Giants DLC, which is going to be the 4th of September, and it's probably going to drop on both Xbox and PC at the same Xbox, PC, and PlayStation at the same time. So definitely worth looking up at that. And also the fact that World of Tanks is getting a 2.0 update that's going to land on the 3rd of September. Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion gets a demo. But the game is still coming out on the 5th of September, so I feel like we're close enough to where if you want to get the demo shot totally up to you. Sekiro No Defeat gets a reveal trailer, which is an anime adaptation of the Sekiro game. At least that's what it kind of feels like, and I'm definitely going to be making a video on that because I like games, I like anime, so there's no way I wouldn't talk about it. But that was a 2-hour show and a lot that was announced. Let me know what you guys think about what was shown. What did you like? What did you not like? How did you feel about the whole thing? Let me know about all of that in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.